Hey, welcome back to another video. Today I'll be reviewing this compressor style fridge. This was $136 used. And this is a 16 quart model, so that's not a bad deal. The lid is made out of ABS plastic. It's pretty grippy, so I kind of like that. The controls are right here. When you open up the fridge, there's a box with 2 cords in it. One cord for the car, and that's to plug into the wall. In the box, we also have instructions. This have nifty handles. This is the venting for the compressor, and the compressor lies right here, which is why you only have room right here for the fridge. The internal compartment measures to be 6.5 inches deep, 13.5 inches long, and 9 3/4 inches wide. That's the bottom if you want to see the bottom. This is where the cord plugs in, which it has some more of that tape on it. It has a USB plug to charge your devices if you want to charge your devices. This is how you turn it on. You just press the power button. You can set it to whatever degrees you want. I'm going to turn it on and test just to see how fast it can get down to 32 degrees on the max setting. So I'm going to throw one of these guys in there. It'll also tell me just how accurate this panel is. I'm going to press the on button and the power button at the same time. 56 decibels right next to it. I'm reading 30 decibels way over here, 39, 46. As advertised, it does so that you can connect to your phone. So we will connect to my phone in a second, or try to. On eco mode, the wattage is pulling is 45 watts. We will try to test that. And it says it takes around 25 minutes to get to 32 degrees. So we'll see if that is actually true. It did not give me any directions on how to set up the Bluetooth. So I'm just gonna try to use the Apply Cool app and see if I can connect to this fridge. So enable Bluetooth, okay. Add a fridge, start scanning for fridge. It found the fridge. Press the settings button. There you go. You can set the temperature on here. You can see the current temperature. That is so funny how I can use an Apply Cool app, the other no-name fridge, to connect this fridge to. I mean, they're all basically the same fridges. It's just companies buy them at mass production and throw their, brand on it. I'm not really mad about that, but it is just funny. It just hit 30 degrees at about 20 minutes and 40 seconds. So it's claimed that it's gonna hit 32 degrees in 25 minutes. Let's see what it says in the fridge with that thermometer. It says 58 degrees. But arguably, the cooler cools on the top portion of the fridge. So it's gonna take time for the heat to transfer from top to bottom. So let's see how long it'll take for the entire fridge to get to 32 degrees. And as the heat comes up, the temperature is gonna get hotter. The sensor is gonna read that and say, hey, the whole cooler isn't at 32 degrees, let me turn back on. So it's now reading 34 degrees. It's been 10 minutes. It's on right now, but I'm gonna go ahead and just check it out. It says 48 on the bottom of the fridge. 39 degrees. And it seems that the compressor actually turns on when it gets 4 degrees over the set temperature. About 56 minutes, it kicked off at like 55. Let's see what the temperature is at the bottom of this little fridge. Still 39 degrees. I can guarantee it's gonna take a minute for the whole fridge to get down to 32 degrees. That's just how that works. But if you open this up, you will see that there is literally ice forming on the top perimeter. You can kind of see where the lines run that cools down the fridge. So they don't have any down below. It's all right here. 1, 2, and 3. I'm curious as to how well the fridge will keep its temperature and how long it takes for it to get back down to the normal temperature, acting like a standard cooler. There's nothing in it, so whatever's gonna keep it cool is from the residual coldness, if you will. So let's go ahead and start this test. I'm gonna turn it off and check on it every hour and see where the temperature's at. And then 1, and then 2, and then 1, 2. It's 86 degrees in the garage, 64 degrees. In just 1 hour, it got back up to 64 degrees with it turned off. If there were other frozen items in here, it would probably keep its temperature a little bit better. Now let's see how fast it will freeze this water bottle. I'm gonna set it to 0 degrees. Then I'll plug this in after it's steady at 0 degrees and see how much energy it takes. We're gonna place it right in the middle. It will not shut that way, it needs to lay sideways. So I'll check it every 30 minutes. I'm gonna set it to 0 degrees. It says it's at 12 degrees, not frozen. And it says 31 on the thermometer. Okay, So it says we are at 1 degree. Let's see what it says inside. 14 degrees Fahrenheit and not frozen yet. Let's give it another hour. It says it's at 5 degrees, 14 degrees, and not frozen. Let's wait another hour. It's been another hour. It says 3 degrees on the fridge still. It says 15. The temp sensor is obviously on the top portion of the fridge. I don't really see it getting any colder down there. It will still freeze the water bottle, but not as fast as I'm hoping. I gotta go somewhere and I'll be back in about 5 hours. I left at like 5:25 and it's now 10 o'clock p.m. It says it's at 1 degree Fahrenheit. Let's see what's in here. 10 degrees. It's now 10 o'clock the next day. The fridge says it's at -2 degrees. Water bottle is frozen, solid. So it almost seems like the bottom of the fridge will never reach the temp that you set. That's something very important that you should recognize if you're using this. It froze the water bottle and I'm happy with that. And it's 81 degrees in the garage. It's currently pulling 43, 44 watts. Not bad, it's on max. In a 12-hour period, it has pulled 0.5 kilowatt hours. It's pulling 0.6 amps. The low watts is 0.9 and the high is 51.7. Not bad. So what do I think about this fridge? I'm actually subtly impressed. The materials, they feel nice, although you know they're cheap quality. I like the handles, that makes it very convenient on both sides. The lid is pretty secure. It has a decent amount of room with 16 quarts. You just can't stand up bottles upright. It's not that noisy, and it uses a whole lot less energy compared to the Peltier chiller that I reviewed in the last video. That pulled about 60 watts. After the cooler got to 30 degrees, I then turned it off with nothing in it, and it kept its temperature arguably just as well as this cooler did and the chiller did on my other video. It is the lowest spectrum of price that you can get for these fridges. There's a mid-tier range and there's a high-tier range ranging around $1,000 per unit. Obviously they're bigger, but that's still a lot more money. If you're looking to buy one of these fridges, hopefully it helped you with your decision. And if you want this particular unit, I'll list it down below for your convenience. If you wanna watch that video of me building DIY AC system, this cooler is gonna be involved. I'll list it down below for your convenience. This is Chris AutoMotivate. I always appreciate and respect one another. I'll see you next time.